And a week straight, man, I was alone in a hotel, bruh. And I was like, this is bullshit, man. I was literally having to relieve myself like every day by myself. I was like, man, if I had a girl with me here, man, I'd be fucking them fucking yo, they're fucking cleaning ladies and shit gonna have to clean that shit twice, bro, cause it'd be a whole lot of fucking going on. A whole lot of fucking ass, naked fucking bitches, money. But nah, I'm just kidding, bro. But you know what I mean? I really did. I was like, man, if I had,
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wear the Prada, the devil like inside your box. Now while the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Motherfucking Serves, back in the motherfucking place to be. La Merca Superior Palace 81 in the motherfucking building. Número 64. Yes. And look at this shit, bro. I don't even have it all fucking ready, bro. But I don't like how it looks. Like, you could see the mic, and we're still trying to figure it out here in the God's Hour podcast. But if you would pardon me for my lack of pre-productional skills, maybe I should get up to the mic more. But this shit kind of seems like it's a little low to me. Let me put it up, need it up. Yep, something like that. Not that high, maybe a little low, baby. Okay. So, I'm back. I'm back in America. I'm no longer in Mexico, which is kind of interesting, bro. The only thing I don't like about Mexico as far as like Cancun goes, I really didn't like the weather. The weather fucking sucked balls, bro. Straight up. The weather in Mexico was like hell. It was really like, where the fuck am I? Am I in like the living embodiment of Satan's lair? Or what the fuck is this shit? But that's really the only thing I miss. I already rocking the chain, bro. I got the flashing the Maya beads right here. Whoo! You know what I mean? Fuck them. La Playa, baby. So, just to reiterate, in Mexico, you know what I mean? In Mexico is really different, bro. It's kind of like, it's like America's dirty little cousin or something like that. You get what I mean? It's kind of like not all the way America. So to me, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's capitalism. It's definitely a capitalist kind of society, but it's just like super different, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like a narco country, you know what I mean? In a sense, but it just depends on what areas you go. But either way, it's kind of like the whole economy, their whole get down is kind of influenced by the cartel, because the cartel is so deep in Mexican policies that just things are kind of, it gets deep is what I'm trying to say. And I don't really want to speak on it too much, because if you know, and if you don't know, it's kind of just like, that's what it is. It's not really like, when people think of like, when people get the idea of Mexico, people think they go into Mexico and the cartels are right there, guns ready, they're fucking ready to go, ready to snatch you, ready to kidnap you, shank you, stab you, shoot you. It's not really the case. In a big percentage of the country, you could kind of like freely do your own thing, and nothing's gonna happen, bro. Especially like in the tourist areas, they're not there like at all. Like, the police are there, and I'm pretty sure they get paid off too. But I mean, besides that, it's kind of, it's cool in Mexico, especially where we were at over there in Cancun. It was really, really just all melting pot of like German people, Italian people, this, that, all different kind of countries. I never seen so many black people in Mexico. Not to sound racist or anything, but it's just like, there's been a big influx of West Africans and Haitians that coming into Mexico, but I don't really see them. And in Cancun, it was kind of like there was black people. I don't want to say they're African American. I mean, they might have been, but it looked like a good percentage of them were probably like from the Caribbean or something of that nature, because these people look like from the motherlands of where they're coming from, you know what I mean? Which is beautiful to me, because I don't, there's like this weird thing with like whenever I see like Africans or Presley, if you're licking yourself you're gonna get a spanking, but like whenever I see black people, I think it's cool because it's like we all come from some place. We're all like on some Makami shit, like we're all displaced, we all come from somewhere else. And a lot of people aren't at the root. Like in Mexico and Cancun, they have, you know, Chichen Itza and all that. That's where like the Mayans are from, the Maya people. That's where they're from. Very, very few of them actually stay and live there. A lot of them are spread throughout Mexico. You know what I mean? And the Maya were all over Mexico, but it's just kind of like they're like a great deal of the people are staying, at least to my knowledge, around one place near Cancun. And I think it's dope when different ethnic groups come to Mexico, because it really brings this idea alive more, that Mexico is in very various places, Mexico City, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Baja California. There's just different places that are tourist attractions, you know what I mean? Which is dope to me, because I want people from all over the world to get to see how Mexico really is. It's not this place where drugs are being, and drug money is being seen everywhere. It's not like that. You're not gonna see hanging bodies and shit like that. Maybe in the 90s in some areas, or early 2000s, and there's still cartel wars going on now, but I'm just saying, what you see on Narcos, what you see on El Chapo and all these other dumbass, they're not dumbass shows like per se, but it's just a dumbass show to me, because it's like, it's Hollywood, it's a show, it's a movie, it's not the real shit. Like even the Titanic was a fucking love story that probably wasn't 100% what the real deal was. You get what I mean? So I just thought it was cool that, you know, we got to see our black and brown brothers and sisters. And it was funny because I remember like walking by the tourists, and I remember like telling my mom, like, there's a lot of white people, you know what I mean? Not to sound racist, I love white people all the same, but I was just like, do they just hand out brochures in Europe or something? Like, hey, go to Cancun. Like, it must be a big thing where, you know, Caucasian descended people want to come to Mexico, which is dope to me. The more people from all different areas of the world come and go to the motherland, our motherland, the raza headquarters, you know what I mean, as to say, is dope, because we're not these fucking borrachos that just get high. We're fucking not lazy, drug dealing fucking pimps or whatever that they try to stick that on us. You know, that's the stereotype. Oh, we're fucking just like burnouts that take everybody's jobs. Is in fact the opposite. We actually are hardworking. We actually do a lot of things that you wouldn't think we do. You dig what I mean? We're a very culturally diverse and rich society that doesn't get that look that I feel like we deserve. You get what I mean? So just going back to Mexico, and it been 7 years, bro, since I've been to Mexico. So coming back to it and experiencing it in a new way. I've never been to Cancun before. I've never been to Xcaret before. Never been to Chichen Itza. Never seen any of these places I've been to. So it really just opened my eyes, because before this, Mexico in my mind was always desert. I had been to Mexicali. That's where my grandma's from. Desert. Hermosillo, Sonora, and all the northern parts right there is all desert, bro. So that's, and I never in my mind, it never occurred to me that Mexico was green in parts of the country. And it is, especially in Cancun. That's right there in the Yucatan Peninsula. That's right there, right where the Caribbean is. You know, you have Cancun, Cuba, Florida's right there, the West Indies, and that's all tropical weather. And I never seen Mexico like that. I always thought Mexico was just like a barren fucking wasteland. You know what I mean? Not that it's a wasteland to live in, but just how it looks, bro. Like in Mexicali, it fucking smells like shit. Cause like I don't know what's going on with the plumbing or the sewer or whatever. It's fucking hot as fuck. It's hot as shit, and there's rocks everywhere. So that's a fucking desert. Versus Cancun, it was beautiful. It was green. There was like all kinds of birds and animals I never seen or thought would be in Mexico. There was different people. Like in Mexicali, it's all raza. Like everybody's like no one speaks English at all. Pure Spanish. If you speak English, some people aren't even gonna know what the fuck you're talking about. They're gonna be like, dude, you don't speak Spanish? What the fuck are you even doing here? In Cancun, different story. The raza, a lot of them do speak Spanish. A lot of them do understand Spanish. You know, I got away with speaking Spanglish a lot of the times in Cancun, whereas in Mexicali, I can't do that even with my own family. Maybe a few members that do like educate themselves, but for the most part, English isn't a spoken dominant language in the majority of Mexico. But in Cancun, it's a different story because it's a tourist attraction. So just leaving off, I think the last time I talked on the podcast, it was Chichen Itza. I was recapping Chichen Itza. Okay, so Wednesday we went to Xcaret, which is, I don't know if Xcaret, I don't want to say it's a city. I want to say Xcaret is a fucking water park. And the way they told it to me, I'm thinking Xcaret is a water park. It's like Raging Waters. They have water rides and shit like that. No, not even. Really, it's like a fucking water park / zoo. And it pissed me off because we didn't even see everything, bro. We saw like everything on the west side, like all the water shit we did, but all the other like animals, like they had jaguars there. I'm pretty sure they have monkeys and flamingos and all these other animals that we missed. I remember seeing like, oh, we got to see the jaguars. The whole day goes by and I'm like, we didn't even fucking see the jaguars. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like literally, it just pissed me off that I couldn't see the whole thing. But it's like Disneyland, bro. You can't see the whole of Disneyland in one day. Like everything, like hit every ride, you're not going to do it. Disneyland probably takes like 2 to 3 days to experience like everything, you know, like the restaurants, everything. It might take you even 3 days if you're going to go that route. Like, you know, souvenirs, eats, attractions, rides, seeing just everything about it. So Xcaret was really dope. We saw fucking turtles. I didn't even know like the turtles they had were extinct, and it was really dope because Xcaret is like it's like a conservation. Like everything you buy there, everything that you see there is to the betterment and development of endangered species, like getting like introducing them back to the wild. Like if they're injured, they go there, they like get rehabilitated and they get reintroduced back into the wild. Or they just straight up get, if they're in danger, then they have them there and they try to like reproduce them and reintroduce them to the wild, which I thought that was really dope because it's the opposite of like the zoo in America where, and I'm pretty sure there are zoos like that in Mexico where they don't give a fuck. They just catch them somewhere in their cage there. But in Xcaret, it's kind of, you know, it's like a rescue place and they're trying to help these animals not become extinct and not wither away with time, which eventually is going to happen because, you know, the world just changes. But humanity does wipe out fucking animals at an astronomically higher rate than the fucking Earth does in its own timeline, like condors and shit. But we saw stingrays. We were snorkeling. We ate at this beautiful place where there was birds and shit. Like I really thought I was at the Rainforest Cafe. I love the Rainforest Cafe growing up, but we were for real in the Rainforest Cafe. There was birds and shit chirping like crazy. Like we're basically in the jungle, because that's what it is. It's like jungle weather in Xcaret, and just all right there in the most southern part of Mexico. So, you know, it was a cool little buffet. I think I had like some like roasted like chicken wings, rice, hamburger that was pretty bomb. Some little like desserts, horchata. Yeah, and it was just really dope. Eating over there with like the jungle and the nature and the birds and stuff. So we did We did that. We did snorkeling. We saw the aquarium that they had. We saw like all the jellyfish. We saw how like turtle eggs get laid, and how like, like if you see turtles or like turtle eggs or something, that like it just fucks them all up. Like I think the turtles abandon the babies, the eggs and shit like that. So I just thought it was really dope, like the history of like the animals and everything like that. I really love animals, so Escaret was like really dope to me. We what is it? We did this activity, like this water activity, where you like put on a life vest and you go through like these underwater caves that they built, and it was really dope because we probably swam like I want to say it was 2 miles, or probably a mile or just over that, if that, you know. But it was just a lot of swimming that we did. We had a life jacket, going on, like swimming under these caves. It had a bunch of moss, and if you know anything about ponds or moss, it makes the whole water and everything smell like shit, like a bucket of dog shit. When we came out, we smelled like shit, and we did like a show later on, and fucking like there was this girl sitting next to us, and hopefully she probably was like, it smells like shit, but that's because she was like with all the bag of wet clothes that we just swam through, like right next to her. We'll get into that later, but we swam through and they had shit you could see, like they had stained glass on the ceiling at one point, and I think it had butterflies on it. I took pictures of that. I want to make an album with the album cover out of that, and just the whole trip just really influenced me to like, to write and make more music. I only wrote one hook on the flight over to Mexico, but I wasn't like fucking the birds and fucking the birds fucking spray at you nerds and all, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I was fucking, you know what I mean, a Ghost and Raekwon in the Bahamas writing Only Built for Cuban Links. It was like I just wanted to enjoy my vacation. I hadn't been on vacation in fucking 7 years, bro. The last time I went on vacation was at Kings Canyon, bro. We did camping. That's not really like a vacation. That's just like you camping and shit, This was a for real vacation where every day was a different thing, different activities, and just relaxing and enjoying the time away from home, because this is work, bro. Like, this might seem like, oh, I'm just talking shit here, but like, really, there's days I don't want to do the podcast, and I know if I do the podcast, like it won't be organic. Like, this is organic, where I'm telling you actually my life and the trip. This doesn't have to do with nothing, none of the news going on, Kanye. It doesn't have to do with none of that bullshit. This is literally me telling you about my life and my life experiences. On vacation, I haven't been on vacation in 7 years. I hadn't been in Mexico in 7 years as well. And yeah, I just kind of blanked out. But in Escaret, after we swam and shit, we saw the animals, and then it's really cool because in different places over there in Cancun, there's literally archaeological sites of Mayan built like stone form, like little mini pyramids, or like just archaeological sites that they built that aren't man-made, that been there forever, and you could take pictures and shit, and it's really interesting to me because the culture, the history, like thousands of years of like the unknown, like what is unknown now is still there. Like the DNA, the fingerprint of the Mayans and the ancient people of Mexico are still there, bro. And it just blows my mind, like even thinking about it now. So towards the end of the night, I'm trying to like think of they had an alligator there in Escaret, but we didn't even see it. Like, I don't know if they released it back recently or died or something like that. I'm assuming they released it into the wild. Hopefully, that's just what I'm hoping for. But we saw like an aquarium. We saw like jellyfish, starfish, coral reefs, the turtles. Yeah, we didn't really see baboons or chimpanzees, just more so like sea animals, because we're like, I guess the side we were on was all kind of just marine animals. Oh, we saw dolphins. I was a crazy shit, brother. So it was kind of sad because dolphins are supposed to be in like these big, like orcas, like these big ranges of sea where they just go, they're fucking jumping in and out of the water and shit. Right here, they were literally like in a backyard pond, bro. And these dolphins, like, that's no ideal place for a fucking dolphin, bro. A big ass dolphin that's used to traveling across the ocean and shit like that. No place for these dolphins. So hopefully they, I think they even said too, like, if you ever come back to Escaret or something like that, you're not gonna see the same animals. Like the same species, yeah, but that animal probably got released back into the wild, and that was really cool. I was like, okay, at least they're doing something with the animals. They're not just fucking like letting them die and selling their skins and shit and doping them up like fucking SeaWorld. But I literally caught footage, and I'm gonna mark it. So 20 minutes, I'm gonna mark this where I'm gonna put the footage I got of the dolphin. This dolphin was doing laps. It was crazy because it would dive at this corner of like the water or whatever, and you would see it. It would go under, do a little lap, pop up, fucking, do a dip, and then go down. I'm like, this fool's fucking doing burpees over here in the water, bro. This fool's literally in the pinta, like working out and shit. Fuck the spread. This fucking dolphin's over here doing home workout routines and shit. While he's gone, he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. When they release me back into the ocean, I'm gonna see me, son, they're gonna fucking, they're gonna see me all jacked up, homie. You know what I mean? So that's just hoping, like, what the fuck I thought. What else did we see? We saw sharks. The sharks weren't that interesting. It's not like I saw Jaws or whatever, but it was cool. Like, they were like fucking, like, they look like, what's them shits called? The catfish sharks or something like that. I totally forgot. But it was really dope, man. Escaret was the shit. And towards the end of the night, they had like a whole show about the history of Mexico. And it started with how the Mayans, it was like, it started with the game. I forgot the game, but it's basically like Aztec, like basketball, where they have those rings on each side of the arena, and then they don't use their hands. All they use is their hips, and they have like this rubber ball, and I guess like the goalies or the captains or whatever, they throw the ball, and it's just an all rubber ball, and it bounces, and they're using their hips to hit it. And keep in mind, in the real, okay, so in the show, the fucking the rings or whatever that these balls are supposed to go through for point, and 1 point, if one team won 1 point, that was it. That was the game. Because I would imagine this shit went on for hours, bro, like at least 4 fucking hours. Because this seemed like a crazy ass game to be going on with those kind of like rules and stipulations. But basically, the show we saw, it was like, it was really dope because they're all in like their Maya, the feathers and everything, their face painted, their body painted, and they're just using their hips, and it was really entertaining. But they're using their hips and hitting it, and it looked really like, wow, bro. Like if this was for real what they were doing thousands of years ago, or hundreds of years ago, I mean, like I think this was in like 1000 AD, so yeah, like 1,000 years ago. It would have been like fucking crazy to watch, bro. I think I don't know if the poor people would see these games. I forget when we went to Chichen Itza. I want to say they did, but not many of them, or maybe not. I forget, to be honest. But basically, in the arena, they were using their hips and shit to on like a, at the most they had to be like 15 feet, right? In reality, they were doing this with like a 2 fucking story goal. Like literally, like there's a palm tree right here. Like picture you trying to use your hips to hit a ball. Like even a jelly ball would be like the best fucking analogy or whatever. And hit it through something that's probably like 40 feet high, bro. Like that's the kind of like athleticism you were watching, bro, in back in those times. Really dope. So they go from that to like tribal wars where they would have two different tribes of Mayas and they were kind of like fighting. They kind of like showed how they worship like Kukulkan and like the serpents, like the Quetzal and like the whole like the animals they worshiped. Like they had their own beings and deities they would pray to. So when Hernan Cortez comes in and they fucking kill a bunch of Indians, but they didn't really show that. They just showed them fighting. No one really got killed, but they just kind of like gave you the point to where like they came, they fought, and Mexico after that was forever like a Spanish native Mexican country at that point, because now it really brings you to the conclusion that the Spanish never conquered us. The Spanish basically invaded us. They failed. It was a failure, but the Spaniards, they always, those fuckers, they want to swear like they conquered everybody. They're like the King Kong and this shit. No, they didn't conquer nobody and shit. You know what I mean? So, this kid skating over here, that's funny. So basically, Spanish people were forever in a part of Mexican culture after that. And after we saw like this crazy, like these Mayas were like flying and shit. They were on like this rotating thing that was kind of going fast, bro. And they had their leg tied to a rope and they were hanging off this shit. Like, bro, like this had to be like 60 feet in the fucking air or something like that. I would have had, bro, I was getting anxiety just looking at these fools. So this shit is spinning. They're all right there. There's like four of them, like two here, two there. On the top, it's like a pillar. And on the top is like a dude playing a flute with like some sort of fucking like a tambourine or something, and this shit is spinning one by one. The dudes let go, got the rope, and they're fucking spinning. And this dude on the top, he's just playing the flute and shit like that, or the Maya flute or whatever. And it blew my mind. I was like, yo, literally, this was probably like a 2.5 hour show, and through those 2.5 hours, it was entertaining from front to end. The end kind of got a little redundant because they were kind of talking about the different music in Mexico, like, kind of like, saying, oh, like how like Jalisco has their own style of music, how, Sonora has their own music. But then once they got to the mariachi part, it all kind of sounded like the same. Like, okay, we get it. Everyone has their own, fucking mariachi. Mariachi is the most well-known genre of Mexican music throughout the world. We get it. We got that. But I guess if you're not familiar with Mexico and like the norteño music, the bandas and shit like that, I guess, they would dedicate a big chunk to the mariachi music because that's what people mostly know Mexico for. And somewhere in the middle of the show, this girl, she's like, oh, is this seat taken? And it was like the last seat that was like kind of vacant. I just looked at my mom like, all our shit is right there. Do we really want this chick to be fucking, sitting next to us? My mom was looking at me like, no, like don't do it, like no. And she's like, please, you know what I mean? And she was like, por favor, please, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay, she knows English. I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, it's just her, you know what I mean? It's not like if she was like, oh, can I sit there? And then she brings like 5 of her fucking family members and they're all squished there. Like, no, it was just her. And she was fun, bro. Like this chick, I found out she's from Cali, Colombia, allegedly, or if that's where she stays. But she did like have her own accent, so I do think she was from Colombia. And she was really into it, and she was like a fun girl. Like I wanted to get her numbers and shit like that. But I got her Instagram, and I just told her, I was like, I think I told her I was from California, or I don't even think I told her that. I just told her, like, hi, my name is James. She told me her name is Nugget. I was like, your name's Nugget? She's like, yeah, like the McDonald's chicken nuggets. And I was like, I like nuggets. And she was like, yeah. So I just got her Instagram. She's private. She hasn't accepted it. She probably won't. I mean, but who cares? She was just a fun girl, you know what I mean? And I just like that. I just really dug that she was really fun, because not a lot of girls are fun. A lot of girls are a pain in the ass to even talk to, you know what I mean? And this girl was just cool to be around. And so hopefully she accepts the follow request. She told me, she's like, write me, you know, hey, this is James from Escaret. And I was like, cool, man, I'm definitely gonna write you. You know, it doesn't have to be romantic to me, bro. Like, I'm always into, like, open to having friends, even if they're females and I don't get the pussy, and you know what I mean? Like, that's not really, you know, the main objective, the main goal. Like, I just kind of want to connect with like-minded people, and that's always been me, you know? I don't need the pussy, but I just want good energy around me and, like, friends, you know what I mean? Because I don't really have friends, bro. Like, you know, people, you got to read between the lines, like, what a friend really is. Like, oh, this is a friend. I don't really have too many of those. I barely have family members I would consider friends, like, if not 3 of them, you know, including my own parents. So that was Escaret. Thursday and Friday was kind of like just a chill day. Thursday we went to the beach. I got some seashells. So I got these cool, you know, pieces of coral. You know, you can see right there with the shells. Awesome. I got a bunch more here. And basically Thursday was kind of like a beach day. So I was just pretty much just getting, collecting seashells and pieces of coral. And I'm going to probably give some away as souvenirs to, like, some of my managers or friends or whatever. And I had, like, a burger, got a Pepsi Light. And it's really funny because, like, all the chips and drinks in Mexico aren't even, like, from America, unless it's, like, straight Pepsi or straight Coke. Like, there's not Diet Pepsi, it's Pepsi Light, which pretty much does taste like Diet fucking Pepsi, but I mean, it's a little different, you know what I mean? Even with the chips, like, I even have all my chip reviews. I'll probably put the link in the description. Like, you know, there's like blazing cheese Doritos, Diablo Doritos, Queso Doritos. They don't got them here. So that was Thursday. It was just a beach day. I was watching One Piece in Spanish, Knights of the Zodiac in Spanish, which in Mexico it's called Los Caballeros del Zodiaco. Zodiaco, that's how you say Zodiac in Spanish? I think so. So I just thought it was really cool to just chill, because Sunday was an all travel day. Monday we went to Chichen Itza. That was a whole travel day and a whole day of just walking and fucking sitting in a bus and shit. Tuesday we went to Cozumel, which I forgot what it was called. It's called Cozumel. I wanted to get a machete there. We got a raspado. I'm going to drop the raspado video on probably both my channels, the Herbs and Serbs and this main channel. And then Wednesday we went to Escaret. So pretty much 4 days of nonstop traveling and doing shit. So Thursday was just a chill day, beach day. We went, was it Thursday? I want to say I dressed up nice, you know what I mean? I had my, you know, blue button-up khakis and my Cartel Stacey Adams Hitman Cartel fucking shoes. We went to a nice little fusion place where, like, I ate, like, some steak, and, you know, they had, like, a seafood fusion with, like, these other meals from different places. They had, like, a piece of chocolate cake with lemon ice cream, which was fucking delicious, bro. Like, I never thought chocolate and lemon ice cream would go together. Fantastic. Friday, another chill day. I just kicked it, man. Really well deserved. Like, after the whole week of just doing shit, just kicking it again, but really not doing shit. Like, Friday, I think we just ate, just chilled. My dad went to the beach, but I was already sunburned a little bit just from the 1 hour I was at the beach on Thursday, just collecting the shells and shit. My shoulders were all a little sunburned, but I had aloe vera, so we were good. But even Friday, we went to the Aviario Samenha, which was the bird sanctuary. We saw parrots. We saw a toucan. There was one toucan there. We saw, like, storks and ducks and condors in there. That was dope. I have them on the GoPro. I'll drop the video too at some point. And it was really dope. Just being at the sanctuary, just seeing all the birds and being with like the nature and shit. And they had this little mall, but we didn't really buy shit there. It was kind of like just fucking the same shit, like Mayan calendars, magnets, clothes, nothing really serious. They did have like the Jesus Malverde and the Santa Muerte type shit that like my parents don't fuck with. And I was trying to tell my mom, because I seen this girl with a Santa Muerte chain, and I told him it was gold too. And I told my mom I want one of those, and she's like, "No, you don't want one of those. Like, I know somebody who does brujeria and all this shit." And it's like, Mom, I got my own shit that I do. You know what I mean? I don't do necessarily black magic, but it's all kind of like Santissima. It's like this. It's all what you believe in, and black magic is more so like negative. You invite negative energy, and it's all karmic. So if you're putting negative energy out there, you're going to get negative energy back. So if you're saying, "Oh, fuck this fool, I hope he dies," and all this crazy shit, well, you're going to get into freak accidents. You're going to get into crazy shit, because what you put out is what you invite. What you invite out there is going to invite you back. So I was just telling my mom, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do black magic. I don't like per se to the fact where I wish evil on nobody. I just hope God, protects me, protects my loved ones, my family, everybody around me, and just keeps good energy around me. That's what it is. Later on, when people, they want to classify it as Satanism and all this bullshit, to where they want you to believe like, oh, Santeria, voodoo and all that. Oh, it's Satanism. Don't you fuck with that because you grow like an extra dick out of your ear or something like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not what it is. And even Christopher Lee had like, you don't fuck, he had that video like, don't ever do that shit because it makes you go crazy, which is like, it's all like bullshit, bro. Like, it's all like what you believe in and what you invite, and what I put out in this world is positive energy, and that's just all it is. Now, whatever you do, like, whatever bullshit things that you do in your own beliefs, that's you. But what it really came from, the Santa Muerte, is all like, it's all good fortune. It's all about transformation. The Mayas, they always believed death was like a welcoming thing. Death was transitioning to the afterlife. Like, this isn't it, bro. They always thought, and this is what I think too, this is just the start. This is, your spirit and your soul is on this earth, and when you die, you transition and you go to the next plane. And it's not necessarily reincarnation, but these are the things that we believe, that death is just the beginning of the next phase in your spirit or whatever, right? So I had to clarify that with my mom. You know what I mean? It's not devil worshiping. It's not like no crazy fucking voodoo bullshit that people think is like, like bad. It's really its own thing that people don't really understand. And, kind of just wanted to clarify that because I had a really fun time. Saturday, we just ate, packed up everything, we left. And we left at 1 p.m. and we didn't even get at LAX at 9, pretty much 8 hours. We drove to the airport. The airplane took us to LAX. We had to drive from LAX to the house. And by the time I was unpacking and everything, it was 11 o'clock at night. The homegirl, Christina, she invited me to a Halloween party. I really wish I could have made it, but, I was super fucking tired just from everything, you know what I mean? And I was kind of sad coming back here, man. I'm not going to lie, you know what I mean? I was like, I miss Mexico, and this really like brought me like, I want to save up my money, so I could come back and do a vacation again, because it was really inspiring. It really like connected me back with my roots, with my people. And a week straight, man, I was alone in a hotel, bruh. And I was like, this is bullshit, man. I was literally having to relieve myself like every day by myself. I was like, man, if I had a girl with me here, man, I'd be fucking them fucking, they're fucking cleaning ladies and shit gonna have to clean that shit twice, bro, because it'd be a whole lot of fucking going on, a whole lot of fucking ass naked fucking bitches, money. But no, I'm just kidding, bro. But you know what I mean? I really did. I was like, man, if I had a girl with me here, it'd be so much better, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't want to experience this, these experiences by myself. You get what I'm saying? I want to do it all with the woman that I love, and travel the world and eat good food, because the buffet there was fire, bro. Like, they had, for breakfast, they had hash browns, sausages, roast pork, fucking waffles, pancakes, crepes, beans, rice, carne. They had salads, the different meats and cheese and crackers and juices, natural juices. They had everything, bro. Cereal, toast, fucking bread, like everything like that comes in a crazy gourmet buffet they had there. Then for lunch, they had pizza, fucking sushi, tacos, guacamole, chips, salsas. They had it all, bro. Hot dogs, hamburgers for dinner. They had steak. They had roasted potatoes. They had French fries. It's just everything, bro. Literally, like beans, right? Like just everything that you could have ever wanted, like as a main entree, they had at this buffet over there in the all-inclusive hotel that we stayed. So we didn't pay for shit, bro. We just ate good every day, slept good every day. I had the GameCube there, so I was playing Medal of Honor and shit, and it was really dope, man. I'll never forget this trip. And I just, it was a time where I spent time with my parents. Because sometimes, you know, I'm not going to lie, bro, when I spend time with my parents, it's always like, my mom always talks about her work, or we talk about this and all this other bullshit. This was literally a genuine time I spent with my parents, just the three of us, just chilling, having a vacation, and just like I feel like we really connected better with each other than we've ever had before. And that's what I really cherish more than anything on this trip, is just being with my family and having a great time, spending time with each other like we don't have here. Because here, we always got to work. We always got to do something. There's shit to do. Someone needs our help. And grandma, this, that. And it just like, it gets overwhelming, you know what I mean? And this vacation was just really well needed to just hit the reset button, refocus on everything now. You know, I told my producer, NC, you know, we got to get that album going. Like, I already have an idea. Like, it's going to drop this year. I don't want to drop it next year. At the latest January of next year. But for sure, I want to drop it this year. Like, I want to get all the tracks done this year so we could have a great album, because I know we could do it. And, you know, I was going to talk about a whole lot of other bullshit, but, you know, just wanted to recap real quick the vacation. You know what I mean? I love my little Mayan chain, my little Mayan bracelet, and everything. The chain and the bracelet we got, everything we bought at the Mayan village, it helps them with like their community, because they have like a school there, and the way of life is just different. Like they don't have traditional 9-to-5s. Some of them probably do, but there's not really that much work over there because they're like in a remote area, you know what I mean? So it's just not feasible for them to be straying from their way of life into like capitalistic society today and work every day 9-to-5. Like they're all their money is banked on tourism. Like we had cartas made, cards. I might show them at some point. I should have got them already, but you know, I have my name on them, my mom's name on them, my dad's name on them. And their whole way of life is supported by tourism. So if you can, go, if you're on vacation in Cancun, go see the Mayan villages and, you know, buy something, buy a chain or something, because this was really handmade by them. And that's just their whole way of life. And they don't know anything. They don't know what it is to fucking unload trucks all day. They don't know what it's like to work retail. Their way of life isn't based around getting up early as fuck in the morning, go driving somewhere for a check and coming back every day, bro. Like this just, they're sticking to the roots of it, and I respect that. And with that, this is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.